Whew. Is it? Ooh, is it hot? Is it hot, or is it just violence in a woman's prison? Ooh. Welcome back, everyone, to another review. This time it is for, actually, it's yet another Severin Films release. It is Violence in a Women's Prison. It's also been known as Emmanuel Escapes from Hell? No, Emmanuel in Prison, and also known as Caged Women. Caged Women. Yes! Anyways, I don't know if you read my site, like anyone actually reads my site, but if you did read my site, you would know that I previously reviewed one of these Black Emmanuel series starring Laura Gimser. She starred in Women's Prison Massacre, and I remember watching Women's Prison Massacre, getting like hilarious. Like, oh my god, it was just a hilarious film. It's the arm wrestling scene. It's brilliant. And I did some research on it, and I found this movie. And I was like, why is this movie pretty much exactly the same as the other one? It's because they shot it back to back. I believe they actually shot... I think they shot maybe this one first, and then they shot Massacre one. The plots are pretty similar, even though director, what's his name? Bruno Matti. He did The Other Hell, Shocking Dark. There's also collaborator, co-director was Claudio Fragasso, who did the amazing Troll 2. Yes, that guy did Troll 2. And where was I? Man, I'm just like, there's so much nudity in this movie. I'm right out of there. Anyway, yeah, so the director would have you think that the two films are actually different. He says this one is more of a women's prison film, and Massacre is more of a bandit film. And in a way, if you generalize it, yeah, that's true. There are some bandits that escape, and they end up at the women's prison, and then they kind of hold the women hostage, and then blah, blah, blah. Laura Gimser's character, Emmanuel, in that one, she gets wrongly sent to prison because she has some information on, I don't know who it was, I can't remember, it was one of the top guys, and he sends her to prison. In this one, she's an undercover reporter who is working for Amnesty, and she's going into the prison on her own to investigate and report the crimes. Funny enough, she doesn't tell anyone what prison she's going to or that she's going, so I'm not entirely sure how she thought she was going to get out of the prison. So she goes to prison. There's all the normal people that you remember from other Bruno films, other Claudio films. There's, what's her name? Franca Stoppi, who's, what's the best way to describe her? I think the best way would be... She's a very angry-looking woman, but, you know, she's kind of attractive in that angry look. There's also... Oh, who is the really attractive one? Let me look it up, because last time, in my last review, I said one of the girls was really attractive, and the name I said ended up actually being a man. I haven't got over that yet. Maria Romano, she's in it. She plays Kitty in Caged Women. She's very attractive. She's not in much other. She was also in Women's Prison Massacre. She played Laura in that. Gabriele Tinti is the doctor. I believe he was married to Laura Gimser in real life. Consuelo Ursula Flores. She was in Massacre as well. She played the mean girl with the eyes, who did the arm wrestling. Who was I? Oh yeah, the head warden, Lorraine Dessel. Mamacita. Ooh, she looks good in lingerie. Yeah, she does. She doesn't really do any nudity, though. I don't really remember her doing any nudity, which is, you know, it's a shame. It really is a shame. Anyways, so yeah, so she goes to prison, and really from there, it's just a non-stop throw a bunch of shit in your face. Like literally, actually, because there is actually a feces fight in this. Yes. Emmanuel is told to go throw at the shit, and she says no and throws it back at one of the guards, and then they roll around in it and fight. Yes. There's also a rat attack where she's put in solitary confinement and gets a whole bunch of rat bites. There's the there's the lesbian scenes where one of the guards gets two women to start making out with each other, and then the moaning sounds resonate through the prison, and all the other women get hot and bothered and start making out as well. I assume that's real. Like, I assume that's based on real facts. I think that actually happens in real life. Like, I think the sounds of lesbians actually do something to women. I think. There's that. And yeah, there's just a lot of that. Just a lot of nudity. My wife came in while I was watching it, asked if I was watching porn. I said no, I wasn't. I was just watching a Bruno Matti film. Yes, Black Emmanuel, who does a lot of nasty films. I do love them. As for this one, I don't think I like it as much as Women's Prison Massacre. That one kind of had a little bit more action to it. Plus, there was the aforementioned arm wrestling scene, which just wins anything. This one's a little slow at times. It's just a lot of random scenes, a lot of dragged out scenes as well. It's just you're going from one fight, like one cat fight, to the next cat fight, to the next sex scene, to the next sex scene, which, you know, honestly is not a bad thing. I mean, that's what you're watching this movie for, that. So, I mean, it delivers it in spades. But I feel like with Women's Prison Massacre, there was at least a story there, like very thin, but there was a story there. Whereas this one, I don't feel there was much of a story. It's just her going to prison, and then eventually they try to escape and stuff like that, but it just kind of ends. Yeah, so, I mean, you know what you're getting into when you pick this up. You know what you're getting into when you're gonna either you're buying it because your curiosity is piqued because lesbians, or you're buying it because you love these women in prison films. I mean, I loved them. I didn't get as much of enjoyment out of this, but hey, you know, a stiffy here and there is enough. 3 stiffies out of 5, I think I would rate it. As for the Blu-ray from Severin Films, not a lot of special features, unfortunately, but there is a 30-minute interview with the co-writers and also the co-director Claudio Fragasso, and also the co-writer Rosella Durdi. They kind of go through their relationship and how they met, and then their kind of history into how they got together, writing films and directing and meeting with Bruno. Then there's also a archive interview with Bruno, who it only lasts like 2 minutes and 40 seconds, but he kind of talks a little bit about Women's Prison Massacre and this one. And then there was a radio spot. They actually listed it as a trailer, but it's not. It's a radio spot. On the back it says radio spot, but in the menu it says trailer. As for the video, 1080p, it was actually featuring a 2K scan from an uncensored interpositive, so it probably is the best it's ever going to look. As for the sound quality, it is English mono, but you also have some subs. I think it's probably DTS HD Master Audio mono, and it's all region. But yeah, so the audio, there's some hissing and popping and a little bit of distortion here and there. It seems like the audio track was not as nice as the video, but I mean, the dubbing in this is just atrocious, so it's kind of makes everything, I don't know, it just makes it fun. Makes it more fun. Yeah, and so that's it. It's 99 minutes. It's region free. This is the one cover here with the awesome rats biting her with her boobies out. And then also, I believe there is a, look at that awesome black case. Isn't that awesome? And yep, there is a reverse sleeve, Violence in a Women's Prison, with more rats, her upside down with some boobs. There's Franca Stoppi. There's a male guard. Oh yeah, because I forgot to mention that there's also a men's prison. Like, it's all kind of together, but they're divided. So you get some shenanigans with that. A lot of homophobia. In this. Yeah. A little awkward. So yeah, definitely recommend checking it out. Severin Films has done a great job releasing it. You're going to love it. If you do love these films, you're going to love it. Me, like I said, I got some enjoyment out of it, but, you know, there needed to be a little bit more of a story, but hey, what are you going to do? So, Violence in a Women's Prison is a recommend from me. Yes, that sleazy Michael Tatlock recommends a sleazy film. What do you think of that? Thanks for watching.